Hello, this is Starr, Starr Fiber Arts, and it's a pretty Friday evening here in the middle of August, here in Ozark country, and it was just an exceptionally pretty sky tonight. Isn't that gorgeous? It's about 6:30, and it was pretty warm today, but today was the first day we took the chicks outside, so that was pretty exciting. We had this little playground for them to play in that was safe. And so they got to taste it for the first time. It was a lot of fun. So what we're doing out here tonight is I'm showing you some of our new line of supplies for macrame artists, because there's a lot of people doing macrame again. And it's a neat thing. It's very accessible. It can be a little pricey, but if you go with plain cotton cord, that saves you quite a bit. This one I just made today. To really showcase this amazing stick I found. This was a natural formation where the bark grew in a twist like this. And so I used some acrylic paint, and I brushed that on and wiped most of it off to just try to bring out that quality. So I just made a simple butterfly for that. And this is my hand spun silk art yarn that I kind of wove in there for the body, and just one pop of color. So there'd be a little bit of something. And then the other one we did was with a planer stick, and we've got a lot of really beautiful wood here that falls naturally, so it's sustainable. It's not anything that we're cutting down. And we have a lot of sticks like this that look like antlers or driftwood, and they're really beautiful. And we clean them up and oil them and make them really pretty. And I'm going to have different lengths available, pretty standard stuff. This one is about 48. It's a little bit wide, but I did a 3 or 4 layer piece here. I called it Cedar Shadows, and then of course I had to put a waterfall in the middle because that's kind of what I do. This is my hand spun art yarn, of course, the silk and the wool, and this here too is also hand spun art yarn. This was a 3-ply that I spun Navajo ply. Anybody who's interested in that. In spinning, we did a Navajo chain ply on that. And then I did layers of Solomon's knots behind it. And then followed that with a scaffolding of Solomon's knots in like a dark woodsy timber color in the back. So that we have, just like when you go through the woods, you know, there's layers of scenes, almost like when you're watching Bambi, you know, how they layered all of the scenery, those clear glass plates one on top of each other, to give you that feeling of depth that you get in the woods. And that's what I was after here. This is kind of like our cedar woods, and then you get a surprise because there's a spring. We have springs all up our hill, and then they disappear again down into the woods and underground. So that's that piece, Cedar Shadows. And so I will have finished pieces like that for sale, but they're mostly to demonstrate the supplies that we're selling for macrame artists. So that's what's going in today, and we got a whole bunch of other stuff taking up space in our basement, but we don't mind, that we're processing. We look for the most unusual natural formations, and we just bring out the best that they already have. And we're also making lighting out of them as well, just little lighted sculptural pieces for your house. They'll make it just a little bit more homesteady, like our little log house right here. Alright, so that's a pretty good wrap up of what we're doing today. So watch for this new section in my shop, Starr Fiber Arts, on Etsy. It'll be macrame and macrame supplies. And I'll have my hand-spun art yarns back in there again too. And that way, if you want to access that, you can. I'm also going to have a new garment. I'm making one